What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. I've been pretty busy. A lot going on. Just got a new puppy and whatnot. Uh, so I haven't had time to record anything. The dog likes to green screen. But anyway, a lot has been going on. This thing with Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon, as Tucker Carlson calls him, also fired. Dan Bongino, gone at Fox News. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that's going on there? Uh, Obviously something. I know Dan Bongino said his was just contractual, but clearly that's not the same with Tucker Carlson. You got to ask yourself, what is it that's going on that they don't want people to find out about? Now, me personally, I stopped watching Fox News, I don't know, sometime 2017, 2018, around there. Um, it's pretty useless. However, he was, I think, the most popular news show on cable news, or the second most popular. I'm not sure which one actually. Uh, but either way, and I did tune in for his J6 footage, which I thought was neutered. Um, you got to give the guy credit for going there. You know they didn't want him to. Um, Now we have things like this banking situation, which, in my opinion, is inevitable. It's not if, it's when. Look at First Republic Bank. Strange, very strange, the things going on there. Um, and they won't be the only one. But before we continue, first a word from today's sponsor.
Are you worried the Fed might move toward a U.S. digital dollar and get more control of your IRA or 401k? The value of money has been shrinking, in part due to the Federal Reserve's inflationary actions. The fact is, Washington has been exploring a digital dollar currency system which could give government greater digital access to and control over your money. We'd like to show you what's going on. In this guide, we offer surprising, behind-the-scenes information about the digital dollar and our economy. Don't miss this opportunity to be included. Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Montana became a customer and our corporate ambassador after he got this same information. Please learn from his example and order your guide today.
All right. For people listening on the podcast, you could get your free Gold IRA guide at kofefi.click/IRA, kofefi.click/IRA. And the link will be in the description. You might have to click more. It'll also be there if you're watching on Rumble, YouTube, or BitChute. Anyway, so Tucker Carlson, what's really going on with that? Are we going to hear anything from him? I wonder what his contractual agreements are. Is he being prevented from speaking out? Is there a non-compete? From what I understand, he was going to be getting paid some or all of the remaining contract. So if that's true, then this was clearly just to keep him quiet. He did do a video tonight. I posted it on my Twitter account. So if you look up Dr. Vincent Sativa on Twitter, you'll see it. It's a verified account. You should follow. I put a lot of stuff up there during the day. Anyway, so what's going on that they don't want Tucker talking about? I think a bank failure is imminent. Them bringing in the central bank digital currency is imminent. Another election You really think Joe Biden can win? You know, uh, but at the same time, I see a lot of Republicans so certain that Trump's got this in the bag. Don't look at the candidate. Don't look at the issues. Don't look at the record. Um, none of that. None of that actually matters. It's not about that. It's a predetermined outcome. How many votes do we need to flip? It's a math problem, right? Everybody's looking at it as, well, it's about the candidate. No, clearly not. And just for the record, I don't believe that Joe Biden is who the Democrat Party wants to run. I don't. I think that he did that to maybe shield himself from some potential prosecutions. Um, I really wonder if they'll do something to push him out. What if one of these rogue prosecutors brings up Hunter Biden and disgraces the crap out of the Biden family? Could we get him to withdraw his candidacy? I don't remember who I was listening to. It's probably Bannon. I don't really listen to too many people. Could have been Charlie Kirk too. I don't know. Irrelevant. Uh, but they were saying technically until he filed, I can't remember what state it was, that technically he's not even really a candidate yet. I don't know. That's outside my wheelhouse. However, there's no way that this is the guy they want. And if you think about it, excuse me, it's not even smart politically because if they get rid of Joe Biden now, they could get another 8 more years. The guy's in bad shape now. So, what kind of shape do you think he's going to be in by 2024? And then how long after that do you think he'll last? I mean, think about it. If you were tasked with doing something nefarious, you'd want somebody like an Obama that could explain it away. Maybe it's not great explanations. Maybe it's all nonsense. But if you're able to speak, you just lie to the people and say it nicely and whatever. They'll eat it up. But if you do something nefarious and then the guy that's going to make everybody feel good about it's Joe Biden? Really? There's no way. And strategically, it just doesn't even make sense. Um, you could get away with almost anything if you have a good salesman, right? Joe Biden's not a good salesman. Barack Obama, say what you want. He was a good bullshit artist. He gave speeches that people applauded despite the fact they have no idea what the hell he was even talking about. In fact, I don't even think he knew what the hell he was talking about most of the time, but it sounded nice. Democrats need somebody that's popular, somebody that's, I don't know, not 1 foot in the grave. They're trying to, once again, it doesn't matter because when you steal elections, it doesn't matter, but they're trying to blame their win. Blame. They're trying to explain. That was a Freudian slip, huh? They're trying to explain their win by saying that they got all the young people, Gen Z. Now, to do that, it helps when your candidate isn't already halfway to the morgue. Joe Biden, I mean, you're not going to tell me that that's the guy that turned out all these young people. You're just not going to do it. So, is this why they needed to get rid of Tucker Carlson? A lot of people watch Tucker. It's not just Republicans, it's independents, a lot of independents. Some liberals, not, the uber left like Antifa, BLM guys or ladies. But true moderate liberals did watch the show. Now, maybe they criticized it and thought he was whatever. I'm not saying he necessarily converted them all, but they were watching. So at some point, don't think that Hunter Biden and the laptop, Tucker exposed the ever-living crap out of that. J6, despite the fact the video he showed was disappointing, for people who weren't paying attention, the message was clear. And even for people who claimed to be awake, I mean, how many people were so surprised? Which, one of the other reasons I slowed down with the video thing, other than life getting in the way, was the fact that I feel like all the stories that are breaking it, shit we already knew about, yet a lot of people, it's like the first time they've ever heard it. Maybe it is. I hope not. And I'm slowly starting to see some independent media people talking about we're not winning 2024 without securing the election first, and that's refreshing. But we're running a little low on time now with that, so people really need to hurry up and wake up to that, because there is no winning without doing that, unfortunately. And I think this thing with Tucker, a lot of people are freaking out. Oh man, what is Tucker gonna? Tucker's got a couple $100 million. He'll be fine, right? And if he's allowed in the media space, if there wasn't any type of contractual thing, he'll be way better off controlling his own content, right? Having his own channels, his own podcasts. He's a known guy. And a lot of people, he was the only reason they were even watching Fox in the first place. So who really lost there? I see a lot of people saying that, Fox will be fine, this happens, bop, 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 bop. I think this is the end of them. And this whole lawsuit thing, a lot of people think, oh, well, it was just because of the lawsuit, and now they're paying out all this money. Yeah, but, Fox News, who's owned by BlackRock, was sued by Dominion, also owned by BlackRock. and paid a settlement. So they paid a settlement to themselves and then got rid of their most popular guy. Sure, you make it look like, this is just a financial thing. We don't really hate you. It's just a financial thing. And, you know, look, we had to get rid of Dan Bongino too. I'm not buying it, right? There's more to it. Rupert Murdoch, he's not on our side. And you got to think about it. If you were one of these douchey liberal billionaires, your friends are probably all douchey liberal billionaires. Just imagine going to those dinners when you have a guy who is exposing the crap out of your side. That can't be fun. So, and I say that in jest. However, I'm sure to some extent that factors in. But in all seriousness, there's no way that somebody with that much money is going to use their money to turn people against their side. Things are way too polarized for that. And if you're one of these radical leftists, especially a Rupert Murdoch, you're not going to tell me that he doesn't actually know what the other side is planning and is in on it. You'd have to be. And you bet your ass there's some sort of a benefit in it for him, not his useful idiots at the network, which, speaking of, good old Sean Hannity, don't worry, he'll stay there. He's corrupt enough. For the right price, you could get him to say anything. And despite the fact I have criticized Tucker Carlson a lot in the past, he is very influential, and I could still call out the situation for what it is. I just think that for me, and maybe it was not Tucker Carlson the person and just Fox News, I always kind of felt like he held back a little bit. Now, it's easy to criticize, but I think most of us would for a couple $100 million too. It's not like he didn't put the information out. He just didn't put all the information out. However, I've got to say that he did put out enough that if people weren't so damn lazy, they would be able to figure out the rest on their own. So keep an eye on the Tucker situation. Keep an eye on the bank situation. And if you haven't already, Augusta Precious Metals, get your free gold IRA guide at covfefe.click/IRA. covfefe.click/IRA. Go to Substack, subscribe to my Substack. You don't want to miss what we have going on there. I've got my podcast, a whole bunch of articles. Twitter, I know they claim to be a free speech platform, but they're still suspending accounts. So being able to shoot you an email to let you know that I've just done a podcast or put up an article or something like that is always good. You'll get it immediately. But that's all I have to say here. Please like and share this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.